Hi friends, how are you? If you are jumping on, go ahead and say hi. If you're watching the replay, say replay. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, go ahead and say new so I can reach out and introduce myself. So if you've been following me, I am a part of the My Lifestyle Academy 21 Day of Live Challenge. So this is going to be day number 2. I've also asked my team to participate in the challenge, and they're doing so well. I'm like a proud mama bear scrolling through my timeline and seeing all the wonderful lives. I'm so excited for them. So anyways, I wanted to jump on this Tuesday to talk about something that's been on my mind. Hi Liz, how are you? Hi Wendy, hi Alyssa, hi Laura. Hi Melissa, I'm glad you're on the live for the first time for you, and I'm glad you're watching my replays. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Hi Laura. So let's talk about investing, right? It's super scary. I don't know if you guys have been like, if you're a mom especially, I feel like it's gotten worse for me to like do something to take care of myself. This is probably TMI for thousands of people on Facebook, but like I even had like a hard time buying like a new bra or underwear. Drop a 1 if you ever had a problem just like buying something simple to take care of yourself that you need. It's just a lot harder to take care of ourselves, right? Anyone can agree with that? I remember like I even had like a hard time making appointments to take care of my health at all because like we have a family of 4 with 4 kiddos, and like it was like all my time would have to be like wanting to make sure I had all their appointments. So like I didn't want to schedule my appointments, and my mom would just be like, Brittany, like I have actually liver disease I've had, and my mom was always just on me like, have you made an appointment? Have you made an appointment? And I would just like brush it off, or like taking care of my mental health and stuff like that. It's just always been a struggle, man. Always been a struggle. It definitely got harder or more difficult in motherhood, and then just like, and I don't know if it's just something that's ingrained in me or us, but it's just like, it's so hard. Like I could go out and buy, like go to Target and like fill my cart up with stuff for like my kids, stuff maybe like their 10th pair of shoes or something cute or toys. But like I said, I would be wearing like a decade old bra with like holes in it. It's just so hard to like pull the trigger to do something to take care of myself. So I'm just going to kind of wrap around like, so most of you know I in April ended up making it the hugest investment I've ever made monetarily in myself, as far as it was a lot of money to pay for the gastric sleeve surgery, right? And that was just, it was so hard. But I want to tell you how I got there and how I was finally able to make an investment in myself. And I'm going to try to like see if I can connect the dots, because sometimes when I'm thinking of things, I'm like, oh, this is really good to talk about, but you guys might think I'm crazy. But let's just talk about this, okay? So like as far as our business, right? When you start a business, whether it's brick and mortar or home-based or network marketing, you do have to put some money most of the time. You need to pay to start. You're probably gonna have to purchase a kit, maybe pay for a website. Hi Cheryl, hi Rachel, hi. And like I know that's hard for people. So that was kind of the first investment, right? I'm paying because I'm gonna start this business. So that was an investment to start the business. So what if I told you all that within the first 6 months of business, I did not pay myself any money? That would sound crazy, right? But listen, anything that I started making from that business, I immediately 100% reinvested it right back into my business. What does that mean? I heard from my upline that it might be a good idea to have like maybe a couple sets on hand to like give to people. And what I started noticing is like when I've had that little bit of inventory, nothing crazy, like people would like to shop from that. I wanted to invest in business cards, making sure I had things to mail out samples. So I reinvested. I did not keep any money for myself. So I always hear people like, oh, I'm not making any money. Well, typically, like when people start businesses like say like if I wanted to open up like a boutique down the road, they're in the red usually the first year. If they make $1 positive, that's a good year for them. So I used that kind of mindset. It was hard, but so say I sold, what was in my kit, I immediately 100% invested that right back in my business. So if you guys have not learned and saw from my journey is, I started noticing a difference in my business when I was 100% reinvesting. My business started to grow because I was able to have those samples on hand. I was able to do fun stuff like I was able to pay for events. I was, investing in the business, and it was like growing, and it was huge. And it started like to get bigger and bigger, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, like, and it's because I'm investing time. So what do you guys hear? If you work it like a hobby, it's going to turn out like a hobby. If you work it like a team, if you work it like a job, you're going to get paid like a job. If you work it like a career, you're going to get paid like a career. By the way, I meant to say this. This is going to be good for your teams. So go ahead and share this, because I'm telling you, I was kind of like, oh my God, this is like a boo moment for me. So I'm investing in my business, and it's like paying off. So I have people, and I know it's hard, like that may struggle with that concept, like as soon as they, sell something, they just want to spend that money. They're not putting money back in the business. They're not putting time back into the business. And what I can say is I know for that first 6 months, and reinvesting 100% in my business has paid off, because you guys know this, like my income from 1 month now was what we were making for a year. And that's because I invested the time and my money all 100% back into it, and I was giving it my all. So how does this go to like taking care and investing ourselves? So I have the decision, about whatever, paying cash for the weight loss surgery, and was so hard. But you guys have heard my struggles. I was over 300 pounds. I wasn't enjoying life. I was depressed. I wasn't active. So having that surgery that could help with that was recommended by the doctors, sounded like something great. But I'm like, what about, the money part of it? And I just looked at it as that investment in myself. And I had saw that I had invested in my business 100%, and it was paying off. Right? And I invested the time in my business, and and it was paying off. So why not, start investing in myself and, pay for the surgery? And it was, like I said, I couldn't even buy a bra at one point. So like when you're talking about paying, $20,000 for a weight loss bariatric surgery, that is big deal for our family that was on, a few months ago, over a year ago on food stamps and stuff. So I kind of looked at it, like what about the long run? And you guys seen, like I've lost, I'm close to 100 pounds lighter. My whole life has changed in this short time just because of that investment. And that just like, it's literally worth it. It's priceless. What's come from it is priceless. So from that lesson, I'm like, I still struggle, and I'm like, okay, so now what am I doing to invest in my business? Now that my business is a lot bigger, what can I do to help me in the long run, right? We recently hired, kind of like an au pair, like a nanny to come help out during the day. And the reason why like I decided to invest in that is so I could spend maybe a little more time when I have a call. I can jump on a call in here, so I can focus more on my business during a few hours and then not have to do it anymore. And I felt like, the payoff was good. Like I'm going to invest in, into this assistant or whatever that's going to help me. And it's been like a couple weeks, and I already, like this weekend, I didn't have to pick up my phone one time for work. I was able to dedicate the whole weekend to just spending with my kids. Our night times now, I'm not having to worry about that. It's because I have like a few hours during the day. It's just one of those things, like I'm investing in our family. And it all started with me investing in a $129 kit. That's what taught me this. It wasn't like my whole life with things. It was just me seeing like investing in my business and how it can pay off. Now I'm more, I want to invest in more things in my life. I recently got the opportunity to apply to do a mastermind. If you're a part of network marketing or in the business entrepreneur, you should know like a mastermind is where there's like usually a mentor and you're in a tight group with people. You usually go to like an isolated place and you can spend like days like working with them. They do have a price tag. And I applied for one with one of my mentors recently. It's going to be in November in Cabo San Lucas. And when I talked and I was interviewed and, you know, they started telling me about it, the price tag froze me. I mean, it wasn't like as much as surgery, but just like in my mind, like it's still so hard to invest in myself. And like, it was like talking to my husband and he reminded me how much my payoffs have been when I've made that risk and like invested myself and not like, you know, took everything right away. And he's like, listen, if you go here and you get out of it what they say that the people get out of it, that little, you know, that money we spend now, you're going to make it 10 times. So I decided to do it. And it was so hard still after everything. I decided, you know, I paid for it already and everything. And I was just like, in my past, you know, year, the times that I've invested myself have paid off. And I need to stop being so afraid of investing in myself, if that makes sense. And start looking at it from that perspective, because like that mom guilt part of me, that guilty part of me, that part of me that says I'm worthless will tell me like, Brittany, don't do that. Don't spend money on yourself like that. You don't deserve that. But it's not true. You know, we deserve stuff. We deserve to invest in ourselves. I hear a lot, you guys see that I joined Orange Theory. Now I'm on like my 2.5, like I'm like 3 weeks in or whatever. And everybody was just like, oh, that costs so much. Oh, that costs so much. And I'm like, it's an investment. I paid for the surgery. I'm doing this huge new lifestyle. Like I need to do it all the way. So it's going to be worth it in the end. Being healthy for my family is it's priceless. Nothing, you know, it's priceless. So anyways, thanks for jumping on. It's kind of what was on my mind. Like I said, if you're struggling with investing in yourself or your business, or you think your team might be, I would share this because like I said, my story went from not having that money. I could have used that money. Our family really could have used that money in those first few months. Cheryl, Orange Theory is a gym. I have another video on my newsfeed. I'll tag you in. I went over it a little bit. But yeah, so like we could have used that money, of course. It was hard to even, afford the kit. That was out of our budget at the time. But it was like an investment that has paid off 1,000,000 times. It's changed our life. And just investing the time and the money back into my business has changed our life. So I hope you all are having a good Tuesday. I will see you all soon. You guys are all great. Thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate it. I appreciate your shares, your comments, your likes. It means a lot. Keep on keeping on.